Babe!
Oh my god, I'm gonna break up with you. You're so ugly. I wanna cry right now.
Babe!
Oh my god, get out of my face.
Babe!
So ugly. Oh, that's not my boyfriend.
It's only temporary.
She is devastated. Like, that is a strong reaction. She keeps saying, it's ugly. You're so ugly. I'm going to break up with you. And this guy, he has no idea how to deal with it. He's like pleading with her, like, babe, please, it's just temporary. It's clear he had no idea she was going to respond this badly. In his male mind, he's thinking it's just hair. Like, logically, I'm the same person. You love me, right? Like, not my hair, plus it's gonna regrow, what's the big deal? But you need to understand that for women, attraction is not rational. It's not something that they think, it's something that they feel. And her response is emotional. She doesn't feel attracted to him anymore. You can't negotiate attraction. You can't use logic to make somebody desire you. It's like trying to write poetry using a calculator. It's just a different language. It's different rules. It doesn't work. The way that she responded saying, you're ugly, I'm gonna break up with you, that's nasty. And his begging, simping response, that was bad too. I'm gonna talk about him later. But let me start by saying getting a new haircut as a surprise for your girlfriend is a dumbass move. If you understand female psychology, you'll know to never do this. Because if you really understand women, you'll see that her reaction was entirely predictable. I'm going to explore the psychology that explains her reaction, and the first two are kind of superficial. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. They are relevant and real, but it's the third one that really unlocks the key to understanding the female mind. Okay, so let's start with the basics. Looks. Straight up, he's not hot to her anymore. Women care about looks. They like hot guys. And if you're really attractive, women will create new rules to cater just to you. You might not know this because you always just look like you. The treatment you get from women is consistent. But when men started comparing notes with each other over the internet, this was one of the first discoveries that they made, which is that women treat men very differently based on their appearance.
You know how incels are obsessed with the notion of Chads and Tyrones, and they think that if a guy is 6 foot and super good looking, women will do anything to be with him, no matter how terrible he is as a person. Well, a guy on Twitter has basically proved their point. As an experiment, he made a profile on one of the dating apps using these really attractive guys' photos, and he wrote in the bio, I have a criminal record for beating a woman, but we all have a past. And this is the photo that he chose to use, just some super good looking, generic Chad type guy. Now, personally, this would put me off matching a guy, but apparently it didn't put some women off. And this fake profile of a woman beater got over 800 matches in 48 hours, which, if this is true, is really freaking messed up. Also, the amount of women messaging him first is upsetting me. Because not only have they matched him, but they're going out of their way to pursue him.
Right, so if you're a short, ugly guy who beat women in your past, absolutely not. But if you're a tall, hot guy, I don't know, let's hear his side of the story. It's really embarrassing for our species. Us humans, we can be so superficial. I know that the mainstream media and feminism have pushed this narrative that men are the superficial ones and only men care about appearances. Just know that it's a lie. It's a sexist lie designed to demonize men and make women seem virtuous. But while it's true that we are all embarrassingly superficial, it's also true that certain physical traits and characteristics can indicate things of actual importance. As men, we tend to like young, healthy, hot women, but that's because they serve as fertility cues. We see a woman like that and our ancient evolved instincts like, she's going to be able to bear a lot of children and they're going to be healthy. Just like women being attracted to muscly men because they seem like they'd be strong, they'd be able to protect her. It's not entirely shallow, and as you go through your life's development, your brain will unconsciously start to associate certain physical characteristics with psychological ones. Like women might see a man with like a really strong jawline and then just naturally assume that he's going to be tough and unflappable, unshakable, have like a strong frame. And possibly this is what has happened here. Like this guy, he may have had long flowing hair beforehand that unconsciously she associated with a rebellious spirit or being like creative or free flowing or something like that. And now that he shaved his head, she associates it with like the military and rigidity. It may have been his hair that made her feel safe, that guided her attraction. And him removing that has completely thrown her world apart. You know, now he's not her type, and most people have a type, things that they like and things that they really dislike. You know, maybe she associates his new look with being like a gang member or something. But it's going to be sad for this guy because he's going to feel like his girlfriend doesn't really love him. She's in love with some fantasy version of him that his previous appearance symbolized for her. But now that that myth is broken because he's changed his look, she's like, nope, ugly, breaking up with you. He's changed his look and she's lost her attraction. But it's not just looks, status and chaos are also important. But staying on appearance for just a moment, there really is no downside to looking your best. Having a good haircut, some nice clothes, some muscles, it makes a surprisingly strong difference in how women interpret your character. When you have good skin, women interpret that as you being young and healthy. And the good news is that your skin is one of the simplest and easiest things to do to improve your appearance. It's low effort and high reward. The problem is most guys have no idea how to create a skincare routine. But luckily, they can get help from today's sponsor, Tiege Hanley. It's a complete system built around easy daily routines. Their level 1 system comes with the 4 essentials: a daily face wash to keep your skin clean, an exfoliating scrub to clear out dead skin and unclog pores, an AM moisturizer for protection during the day, and a PM moisturizer for night. Each box comes with a step-by-step instruction card. It tells you exactly how much to use and when. Over 16,000 guys have left 5-star reviews. And Tiege Hanley is so confident that you'll love their product that they offer their handsome guarantee. Love it or you get your money back. And the best news is that because they're sponsoring this video, you'll get up to 40% off your first box, plus another 20% off if you sign up as a member. Just click the link below and you can start your routine today. Okay, back to the video. We've covered looks. Now let's move on to status. Understand that some women treat boyfriends as props. They serve the function of ego enhancement. In the same way that a woman might say, have you seen my new purse? Have you seen my new necklace? Hey, have you seen my new boyfriend? You often find this for women who have a big social media presence. Like it will factor into their thinking for who they're going to choose as a boyfriend based on how good he's going to look in photos, how many, subscribers or followers he's going to be able to generate for her. And so when she sees that he has shaved his head, she's probably doing a mental calculation of all of the compliments she's ever heard or read about his haircut, all the women that she's seen be jealous of her because of, having a hot boyfriend. And now she's like, oh, I've lost it all. With this new haircut, her trophy no longer shines. And again, it's really sad for the guy because if what she was attracted to was the status that he gave her, then he's not going to feel like he's truly cherished. He'll feel invisible, like watching her reaction is probably devastating for him. But it's this third reason why she's freaking out that I think is the most justifiable. And that's why I say that this was a dumb move from him. And I'm not judging, I've done dumb shit too, like we all make mistakes. But hopefully we can all learn from his mistake because by changing his appearance and surprising her in this way, he has awoken the female beast. Chaos now reigns in her psyche, and that is a terrifying place for a woman to exist. Most men completely underestimate just how chaotic the female mind is. If you had to live in the female brain, you would panic. Why are my emotions so strong? Why does nothing make sense? Why am I feeling everything so deeply? What is going on? You wouldn't know what to do. Now, as a man, you use structure and order and logic to make yourself feel safe, to keep the chaos at bay. Women need that structure and logic too. That's also what makes them feel safe. But it is more difficult for a woman than a man to self-generate that structure and logic inside herself. So what options does she have? What does she do?
You can compare a masculine man to a rock because his emotions are so strong and solid that nothing can move him. And since women are so emotional and we can come at a man with so much emotion and feelings and whatever else it is, if a man is masculine, he is so solid that you can bring those problems, those feelings, those emotions to him and he can make them better. Not fuel the fire, not freak out, not throw in the towel, nothing. Like he will be able to take those emotions and like almost give you solutions for them.
Straight up, this is what women are looking for from men. This is what they find attractive, something that is going to be able to soothe their chaos. Really traumatized or dysfunctional women might be attracted to wild, unpredictable men, but normal women are reasonably uniform in what they find attractive in a man. Strength, consistency, predictability. She builds her emotional safety off seeing that he is stable. Women look to their boyfriends to provide that safe harbor. And so what happens if he just radically changes his appearance out of the blue is it freaks her out. It undermines her sense of safety because she was relying on you being the unchanging one. She's thinking, oh my God, like you were meant to be solid and reliable and now everything's different. She feels personally betrayed and she might not be able to express this consciously. All she can say is like, you're so ugly, I'm breaking up with you. But internally, she feels abandoned. Like if he can just change his identity so easily, how can I possibly trust him? And yes, it's just hair. I get that. But like we already discussed, his appearance can symbolize something to her, and maybe she built her safety off what his appearance symbolized. Do not underestimate women's capacity to build a map of you, regardless of whether or not it's grounded in reality, but to essentially map you out, map who you are as a person, and then use that map to create her sense of safety. I'm reminded of a couple I saw in a documentary years ago where the woman was treating the man just terribly, like absolute dog shit, like a really abusive environment. And when they went into couples therapy, what they discovered is that she was really attracted to him in the beginning because he was a soldier, and being in the military, she felt safe and protected by him. This is a woman who underwent some trauma in her childhood. And then when he quit the army and got himself a desk job, she didn't know why, but she was just furious with him. She felt hugely betrayed. It wasn't even about him. She had derived her sense of safety based on the symbol that his job had created for her. You might think it's just a job, it's just a haircut, but you might be underestimating how large you loom in her psyche. You're more important to her sense of safety than you probably realize, and it could be based on something that you think is inconsequential. Like for you, you might not care that much about her appearance. Like, oh, she dyed her hair, she got some new clothes, some new shoes. You probably didn't even notice. It's not that important to you. Of course it isn't. You're a man. You're not going to build your sense of safety based on how she looks. But she's a woman, and she does, and she did. And now that he shaved his head, she's pissed. But none of this, as an explanation, is meant to justify her response. I thought it was really nasty. But I also think that the way that he handled it was really bad. Not just in doing the dumb action in the first place, but in his kind of like begging, simping, tone of voice. In fact, what we'll do, let's rewatch the clip with sound. Watch for how he responds.
Babe!
Oh my God, I'm gonna break up with you. You're so ugly. I want to cry right now.
Babe!
Oh my God, get out of my face.
That's
So ugly. Oh, that's not my boyfriend.
Tim-
Oh my God.
It's only temporary.
I want to spend the rest of the video talking about his simping and his begging. The whole time he's got this kind of like nervous laughter, and I think it's so revealing about what he believes about himself and his position in the relationship. If any of you guys watching, you have a habit of doing nervous laughter, you need to be aware of how this comes across to other people. I also want to talk about whether or not it's a good idea to take women's emotions seriously in situations like this. So far, I've covered the female psychology, but for you guys who want more depth, let's talk about the male psychology. And you can continue to watch this video on Patreon. That's where I post the full-length versions of my videos, including this one. On YouTube, it's more just like the shortened, abridged versions, mostly focusing on female psychology. But if self-improvement is your interest as well, you want to understand yourself and masculinity, then I recommend coming on over to Patreon. It's great value. We have a great community. I'd love to see you over there.